What if I told you that 10 simple words you use every day are broadcasting financial weakness? What if they're killing your opportunities and you don't even know it? These aren't complex financial terms. They're small, seemingly harmless words you use in emails, negotiations, meetings, and even just inside your own head. But they are silently signaling to the world that you're not in command of your financial destiny. For the last 15 years, I've worked with Fortune 500 companies and coached executive teams at some of the most successful startups out there. And I can tell you, the top 1% communicate differently. It's not about using big words to sound smart. It's about using language with conviction and power. They've surgically removed these 10 weak words from their vocabulary, and they've replaced them with powerful alternatives that shape their reality. The language you use doesn't just reflect your mindset, it's the tool that builds it. Your words program your brain and broadcast your value, or lack of it, to everyone you meet. Weak language triggers fear in your brain, trapping you in a cycle of stress and bad decisions. The language of wealth does the opposite. It helps you make clear, confident financial choices. In this video, I'm not just going to show you those 10 words. I'm going to give you the tactical replacements that will help you reclaim your financial power, command respect in any room, and start building your wealth today. This isn't about being polite. This is about being powerful. Let's get started. Section 1. Hopefully the first word on our purge list is sneaky because it pretends to be optimistic. The word is hopefully. How many times have you said it this week? Hopefully I'll get that raise. Hopefully the market goes up. Every time you use this word, you're subconsciously surrendering. You're telling yourself, and anyone listening, that the outcome is out of your control. You're a passenger, not the pilot. It signals you don't have a plan. Think about what that does to your brain. Saying hopefully is like telling your mind, get ready for failure. We have no strategy here. It activates stress, making you less likely to take the decisive action needed to actually hit your goal. So, what do the pros say instead? They use language that shows active intent. They replace hopefully with words like, my plan is to, or I'm focused on. Listen to the difference. Someone signaling weakness says, hopefully I'll close 2 new clients this month. They're just wishing for an outcome. A person of power says, my plan is to acquire 2 new clients this month. This project's intent. It implies there's a strategy, a system at work. It tells the world, and more importantly, your own brain, that you are making this happen. Let's try another one. Instead of, hopefully we'll finish the project by Friday, you say, we're focused on completing the project by Friday. The first is a wish. The second is a declaration of action. This shift changes how people see you. From someone waiting for things to happen to someone who makes things happen. Here's your first drill. For the next 48 hours, audit your conversations, emails, and even your thoughts. Every time you catch yourself about to use the word hopefully, stop, pause, and replace it with, my plan is to, or I'm focused on. This isn't just a word game. It's the first step in rewiring your brain for financial control. Section 2. Fairness. It's not fair. The second phrase we have to eliminate is a trip back to the playground, not the boardroom. The phrase is, that's not fair. It's not fair she got the promotion. It's not fair they offered me such a low salary. This phrase is poison for 2 reasons. First, it instantly frames you as a victim. It says you believe in some invisible referee who is supposed to make sure everything is equal. In business and finance, there is no referee for fairness. There are just people with competing interests. Appealing to fairness means you don't understand the game. Second, it's a total dodge of responsibility. When you say something isn't fair, you're avoiding the real questions. Did she have more leverage? Was their salary offer based on the market value I failed to show? You're using fairness as an excuse to stop analyzing the power dynamics at play. Financially successful people don't talk about fairness. They talk about terms and leverage. The power replacement for that's not fair is the terms are unacceptable, or analyzing the leverage in the situation. Let's look at a salary negotiation. A weak negotiator gets a low offer and says, that doesn't seem fair. They're making an emotional plea that's irrelevant to the company's bottom line. A powerful negotiator gets the same offer and states calmly, "Based on the value I will create and the market rate for my skills, those terms are unacceptable." Feel the difference? There's no whining. It's a direct, unemotional statement of value. It reframes the discussion from a complaint to a negotiation. When you see a competitor succeed, instead of crying, "It's not fair," ask, "What leverage did they use to get that funding? How can I create my own?" You shift from a spectator complaining about the rules to a player analyzing the game. Here's your action item. Think of one situation where you felt something was unfair. Now, analyze it purely from the perspective of leverage. What leverage did the other party have? What leverage did you have but didn't use? By replacing the lens of fairness with the lens of leverage, you reclaim your control. Section 3. I'm trying. The third phrase sounds like you're putting in effort, but it actually communicates a deep lack of commitment. The phrase is, I'm trying. I'm trying to save more money. I'm trying to get this business off the ground. I'm trying is the ultimate escape hatch. It's a pre-made excuse. It lets you get credit for effort without taking ownership of the results. When you tell your boss, "I'm trying to finish the report," you're subtly preparing them for it not to get done. You're admitting you're not fully committed. If a surgeon walked into the operating room and said, "Well, I'm going to try to save this patient," you'd run, right? You demand commitment, not an attempt. Your clients, your investors, your boss, they're paying for results, not your attempts. Trying is for hobbyists, not professionals. The elite don't try, they commit. The power replacement for "I'm trying" is "I am prioritizing." This is a huge shift. The person signaling weakness says, "I'm trying to pay off my credit card debt." It's full of doubt. The person of power says, "I am prioritizing the elimination of my high-interest debt." This is the language of a strategist. It signals a deliberate allocation of time, energy, and money. It means other, less important things will be put on the back burner to achieve this goal. Which statement builds more confidence? "I'm trying to get the proposal done," or "I am prioritizing the proposal. It will be on your desk by 3 p.m. The first is a hedge. The second is a promise. Your drill is to identify 3 areas in your life where you say, "I'm trying." Rewrite each one using "I am prioritizing." For example, "I'm trying to build an emergency fund" becomes "I am prioritizing the build-out of my 3-month emergency fund." Feel that shift? Now, what's one action you'll take this week that reflects this new priority? That's how you go from attempting to achieving. Section 4. Maybe the fourth word we're purging is the architect of indecision. It's the comfortable cushion where great ideas go to die. The word is maybe. Maybe I'll start investing next year. Maybe I should ask for that raise. Maybe is the language of putting off decisions. It signals hesitation, and in the fast-paced world of opportunity, hesitation is fatal. While you're stuck in the land of maybe, someone else is taking action and capturing the value you left on the table. Saying maybe also broadcasts a lack of confidence. When you pitch an idea and say, "Maybe this could work," you're inviting people to dismiss it. Investors don't back maybes, they back conviction. Indecision is a decision. It's the decision to fail by default. The power replacement for the vague maybe is to be clear about your timeline and conditions. Instead of "maybe next year," you say, "That's on the roadmap for next year." Instead of "maybe this is a good idea," you state, "This is a valid option we need to consider." Let's analyze the power shift. A passive person talking about a long-term goal says, "Maybe I'll buy a rental property in the next 5 years. It's a dream that will likely never happen." A strategist says, "Buying a rental property is on my 5-year roadmap. It's a goal for after I've finished eliminating my debt, which I'll complete in Q4. Then I'll start looking for a property." See the difference? Maybe is a fuzzy fantasy. The alternative is a deliberate, calculated plan. It shows you're the CEO of your own life, making conscious decisions. Your action is this: go through your to-do list or goals. Find every item with a maybe attached. For each one, make a choice. Either you commit to it and put it on a timeline, or you consciously decide not to pursue it for now. Kill the maybes. Act or discard. Section 5. I can't. We've now arrived at the most disempowering phrase in the entire language. It's a verbal prison cell. The phrase is, I can't. I can't afford to invest. I can't start a business. I don't have the time. The moment you say I can't, your brain literally stops looking for solutions. You've given it a command to shut down creativity and problem solving. People who get ahead are the ones who, when faced with a challenge, ask, how can I? Saying I can't afford it is a classic scarcity mindset. It ends the conversation. Wealthy people don't say that. They ask, how can I afford it? This question opens the mind to possibilities. Can I generate more income? Can I reallocate funds? It turns a dead end into a strategic challenge. The power replacement for the weak and final I can't is the direct and honest I won't. This shift is about reclaiming ownership. I can't implies an external force is stopping you. I won't is an internal decision you control. Let's break it down. Weak. I can't come to the meeting on Saturday. This sounds like an excuse. Powerful. I won't be available on Saturday. I keep my weekends for family. The first is an apology. The second is a clear boundary from someone in control of their time. Consider this. I can't invest in that opportunity. It signals helplessness. Now contrast it with, I won't be investing in that opportunity as it doesn't fit my portfolio strategy right now. This is the language of a sophisticated investor. It's not about lacking the ability, it's about making a conscious choice. It elevates you from someone who is broke to someone who is disciplined. Using I won't instead of I can't is a declaration of personal power. It says, I am the one who decides. We're halfway through. If you're already feeling a shift in how you think about language, do me a favor and hit the like button. It tells the algorithm this is valuable and helps it reach more people. And if you want to keep mastering the mindset of the wealthy, make sure you subscribe. The second half of this list has the words that separate the amateurs from the pros. You don't want to miss it. Section 6. If possible. The sixth phrase we're eliminating is a subtle signal of submission. It's a qualifier you add to requests that immediately weakens your position. The phrase is, if possible. Could you send me that report, if possible? I'd like to join that project, if possible. When you add, if possible, you're basically saying, I know I'm bothering you, and my request is probably an imposition. Please only do it if it's no trouble. You're signaling that your own needs are not important and you expect to be denied. In a professional setting, this is deadly. It suggests your work and your timelines are secondary. You're communicating that you can be ignored. High performers don't plead. They state their needs with clarity and expect collaboration. The simple replacement for if possible is to just state the request directly. Let's look at the contrast. A junior employee might email a colleague, I was hoping you could review these figures for me by tomorrow if possible. This request is easy to ignore. A future leader would email, to meet our deadline, I need your review of these figures by EOD tomorrow. Please let me know if that works for you. This isn't a plea, it's a professional directive. It establishes importance, sets a deadline, and asks for confirmation. Instead of saying, I'd like to get your feedback on this proposal if possible, you state, your feedback on this proposal is the next critical step. I've scheduled 15 minutes for us tomorrow at 10 a.m. to connect. You've moved from asking for a favor to directing the next action. Removing if possible is about valuing your own work. You're shifting from timidly asking permission to confidently coordinating action. Your drill. Look through your sent emails from this week. Find every time you used, if possible, or, if you have a moment, now, rewrite those requests directly. Section 7. Sort of. Kind of number 7 is a pair of words that kill your conviction. They are what you use when you're afraid to make a definitive statement. The words are sort of and kind of. This is sort of a good investment. I kind of have an idea. These phrases dilute your message and make you sound uncertain and unprofessional. When you say you sort of think something, you're telling the listener you don't trust your own analysis. You're hedging, trying to protect yourself from being wrong, and destroying your credibility in the process. Nobody gets promoted for being kind of a leader. No one wins a big contract with a pitch that is sort of a good idea. High-stakes environments reward clarity, not watered-down opinions. The financially powerful are precise. They replace the wishy-washy sort of with the surgical precision of exactly, or by simply stating their point with confidence. Imagine you're in a meeting. The weak presenter says, "This new approach is, well, it's sort of the main thing we should focus on." The room is immediately filled with doubt. The powerful presenter says, "This new approach is exactly the leverage we need to capture market share." The statement is sharp, confident, and clear. When someone asks you a clarifying question and you know the answer, don't say, "Yeah, it's kind of like that." Say, "Exactly." The word itself carries an aura of authority. Your drill for this is to practice speaking with precision. For one full day, ban sort of and kind of from your vocabulary. This will be harder than you think. You'll have to pause and choose your words more carefully. If you're not sure about something, state what you know as fact and what is still an assumption. For example, my analysis shows X and Y. My working theory, which we still need to verify, is that this will lead to Z. That is the communication of a pro, not a hesitant amateur. Section 8. Wish. I wish the 8th phrase on our list is the language of fantasy. It's for someone sitting in the stands, not playing on the field. The word is wish. I wish I had more money. I wish I could travel the world. I wish is the ultimate expression of desire without any plan for achievement. It's a daydream. It keeps you in a scarcity mindset by focusing on what you lack, without engaging the part of your brain that solves problems. Wishing is lazy. Financially successful people don't have a wish list. They have a project pipeline. They don't wish for outcomes. They build systems to produce them. The moment you catch yourself wishing, it should be a red flag that you're in a passive state of mind. The power replacement for the fantasy of wishing is the language of action. I'm building a plan for, or I'm dedicating resources to. This shifts your framework from magic to mechanics. The person trapped in weakness says, "I wish I could afford a down payment on a house." It's a sad, stagnant thought. The future wealth builder says, "I am building a savings plan to generate a down payment within 36 months. The first is a fantasy. The second is a project. Listen to the energy difference. I wish our company had better marketing. Passive complaint versus, I'm outlining a plan for dedicating more resources to a new digital marketing strategy. Active leadership. Your drill is to identify your top 3 wishes. For each one, rephrase it as an action plan. I wish I was in better shape becomes, I am building a plan that includes a structured diet and 3 weekly workouts. I wish I had a side income becomes, this quarter, I am dedicating 5 hours per week to building a viable side income stream. This is the mental shift from being a dreamer to being an architect. You stop wishing for the building to appear and start drawing the blueprints. Section 9. Should the 9th word to eliminate is a heavy, guilt-ridden term that implies obligation but rarely inspires action. The word is should. I should be saving more. I should wake up earlier. Should is the language of self-judgment and regret. It creates a cycle of shame and inaction. You feel bad that you're not doing what you should be doing, and that negative emotion often leads to more avoidance, not positive change. Plus, should is often based on external expectations, what society or your parents think you ought to do. It disconnects you from what you actually want. People who live in a world of shoulds are often miserable because they're chasing a life that was prescribed to them, not one they designed. The power replacement for the judgmental should is the definitive and accountable I will. If the plan isn't working, you don't feel guilty, you simply reevaluate. This removes the moral judgment and replaces it with action. The anxious person says, I really should start contributing to my retirement account. It feels like a chore they've probably been putting off for years. The empowered person says, starting today, I will set up automatic monthly transfers of $500 to my retirement account. The first is a vague, guilty thought. The second is a specific, committed action. What if the plan isn't solid yet? You don't say, I should probably figure out a budget. You say, my current financial plan isn't working, so I will reevaluate my cash flow this weekend. This reframes the task from a moral failing to a simple operational adjustment. Your action: identify your 3 biggest shoulds. Convert them into I will statements with a specific, measurable command. I should exercise more becomes I will go to the gym 3 times this week. I should read more becomes I will read for 30 minutes before bed each night. You're removing the guilt and replacing it with a clear execution plan. Section 10. Lucky. We've arrived at the final word. This is the word that robs you of your power after a victory. It blames your success on random chance, preventing you from understanding and repeating your wins. The word is lucky. I got lucky with that stock pick. We were just lucky the client said yes. When you attribute your success to luck, you're telling yourself it was an accident, a fluke. It had nothing to do with your skill, research, or preparation. This prevents you from creating a repeatable system for success. You can't build a fortune on luck. You build it on systems. Wealthy people deconstruct their successes to understand the mechanics so they can do it again. Calling a win luck is the laziest form of analysis. The power replacement for lucky is to own your success by explaining the system or the edge you had. This forces you to recognize the real reason you won. Let's say you made a profitable investment. The amateur says, I got lucky. The pro says, my analysis gave me an edge. I had studied their reports more deeply than the market and saw they were undervalued. This isn't arrogance. It's a debrief. It acknowledges a specific skill that can be used again. Imagine your team lands a huge client. The weak manager says, wow, we got so lucky today. The team learns nothing. The powerful leader says, excellent work. We won because our follow-up system was better and created more trust than our competitors. This attributes the win to a specific, repeatable process. Your final drill: identify one big success you've previously called luck. Now, perform a debrief. Write down at least 3 non-lucky factors that led to that success. Was it your preparation? A unique skill? Your persistence? A system you had in place? From now on, you are no longer lucky. You are strategic. You don't have lucky breaks. You capitalize on opportunities you've prepared for. You win because you build systems that produce winning outcomes. We have just dismantled 10 words that broadcast financial weakness. We've replaced the passive language of hoping, wishing, and trying with the power vocabulary of a true operator: planning, prioritizing, and executing. We have purged the weakness of maybe and I can't, and installed the sovereign power of I will and I won't. Your language is the architecture of your life. By upgrading it, you're not just changing how you sound. You are fundamentally changing how you think, how you act, and how the world sees you. You are shifting from a passive observer of your financial life to the active architect of your fortune. This isn't a one-time fix. It's a daily practice. You have to become a ruthless auditor of your own vocabulary, hunting down these weak words and replacing them with the language of conviction and power. To help you on this journey, I've created a free weekly email brief called the Sovereign Speakers Protocol. Each week, you'll get one tactical communication tool to add to your arsenal, dissecting the strategies used in high-stakes negotiations and investor pitches. The link to subscribe is in the description below. Master this language. Let it become second nature, and watch as the world begins to respond to you not as who you are, but as who you are determined to become. Thank you for your time. Now go and execute.